Hello, I'm Denise Barrett, and welcome to Save Our Wetlands Echo News. This show will focus in on the environment, something that's important to all of us. So join us for Save Our Wetlands Echo News.
I think we have a pretty good chance of having solar power. I think one of our presidents or somebody will realize that we have to have some solar power or something will happen.
And when do you think that's going to come about?
I think by the year 2010, something like that, we're going to have solar power, just everything. Everything's going to be solar power.
And how is it going to come about?
Some president's going to realize that because we're wasting so many animals and so many things on batteries and stuff like that, that we're going to have to use solar power later on, sometime.
So you think some president will demand it, huh?
Yes.
And when you grow up, what do you want to be?
President, demand solar power to be used. Yep.
How I love your magnolias, tall, tall pine. Your land is rich, your people are kind. God bless this beautiful state of mine. Louisiana. Muddy rivers, them country streams, bayous of plenty, meadows of green, fishing boats coasting down the old Gulf Stream. Louisiana. Take it on out of here. How y'all are?
Big hand out here for Washboard Leo, Amos and Miller, and Harlan White. Yeah, Shan, weren't they great? Ribbit, ribbit, yeah, they were really great. We got some more good entertainment coming up. Y'all just hang in there, we'll be right back. Thank y'all very much. Ribbit.
Welcome, Save Our Wetlands Echo News. My name is Luke Fontana. Down in Louisiana, the pelican, the symbol of the state flag, feeding its young. We've traced this symbol back thousands of years. It stands for rebirth, overcoming ignorance, wisdom, self-sacrifice. Down in Louisiana, Save Our Wetland Echo News, an exciting environmental series. We're going to have such guests as Pat Brine, Director of the Gulf Coast Tennis Association, State Representative Reverend Avery Alexander. Truthful, hard-hitting. Stay in tune. Be in touch. Save Our Wetland Echo News. We'll be right back after this announcement.
yes, cigarettes are drugs.
The American Lung Association.
What do we want? Clean air! What do we want? Clean air! That's what I want. Clean air! When do we want? Now!
Don't let anybody turn you around. Just keep on fighting. Keep on marching. Keep on walking. Keep on talking. Keep on saying. Don't let anybody turn you around. Keep on fighting.
Mr. Lattice, what do you have to say about this march today?
I'm marching for my grandchildren's right to clean air and clean water and all of the grandbabies. I'm marching for the grandbabies and all the grandmothers.
Can you tell us why you're marching here today?
Save the earth. Preserve it for my grandchildren. Amen.
Can you tell us what you're marching here for today?
Because the earth is the Lord's, the fullness thereof, the world and they that dwell therein.
And you, Reverend T.J. Smith.
The earth is the Lord's and the fullness thereof, and they that dwell therein. The earth is the Lord.
And the rainbow is here. The National Rainbow Coalition is here in support. Reverend Jesse Jackson has already been here in supporting this effort against toxic waste. It's killing our communities. And hopefully he'll be here at the end of the march after visiting with Nelson Mandela.
And what are you marching for today?
We want to resurrect on Easter Sunday a concern for the health and the environment of this great state.
Welcome to Save Our Wetland Echo News. State Representative Avery Alexander is here with us. You have a comment.
Yes, Luke, you know, as we talk about these things, remember, we still got to live. We got to have jobs and everything else. Now, we've talked about alternative sources of energy and et cetera, et cetera. Solar energy, water power, wind, and et cetera, and et cetera. But does the technology exist to develop those energies and convert them into plants or factories to produce jobs? You know, what are the process? What are the prospects of developing large solar energy plants anywhere in the state within a reasonable period of time?
Well, Reverend, that's the whole thing. You know, we're controlled by the chemical and nuclear industry, and by say we're controlled, we all know that the politicians and the state, city governments are all controlled by these industries. So the technology, they say, is not here, but it isn't here because it's been sabotaged. For example, it's now proven that the urban electrical railway systems, like trolley cars in the United States, like Los Angeles had the red car system, which was one of the most sophisticated urban electrical trolley car systems in the United States. It was dismantled by the petrochemical Goodyear industry. It was bought out. And that sabotage of railway systems occurred throughout the United States. And obviously the Reagan-Bush administration has sabotaged the solar industry and solar technology. So you can't just sit back and say, well, we need jobs now, and well, we'll just build a Formosa chemical plant, and this solar technology is not here. If we got the power and the might to drop 100,000 bombs, if we got the power and might with all the sophisticated Nintendo military hardware that we got the technology to develop a solar car. It's just that the petrochemical industry doesn't want that. Think about it. We have to redevelop not only a new economy, but a whole new basis of the way we act as humans with nature.
Look, would you agree that a streetcar, for example, almost runs pollution-free? Would that be almost about correct?
Well, compared to these RTA buses that we
that
got
is right.
through here, I'd say so.
But did you know just a few years ago, right after World War I, that New Orleans was laced with streetcar lines and streetcars, and there was a deal among some large corporations, like GM, for example, to take up the streetcar lines, actually dig them up out of the streets.
Sabotage.
That's right. And replace them with buses, polluting buses.
I know, that's what I said.
And almost destroyed the last streetcar. And had we not been a tourist city, we wouldn't even have a streetcar line now.
That's what I'm saying. Now, talking about streetcars, we got a little song here from the St. Charles Streetcar line that we filmed out at the protest that occurred out at Arvin Park at Earth Fest. Why don't we take a look at the little musical video we have. Shot with 8mm, converted to 3/4 inch for the video buffs. Signing off. Be right back after this. Thank you, Reverend.
Okay, can you tell us who you are?
St. Charles Streetcar Band.
And how do we hire you?
What?
How do we hire you?
You have to call me. I have a card in my pocket I'll give you.
If we look up the phone for St. Charles Streetcar Band, is it listed?
No, it's not. But I give you, this is a negotiable. You can call me at 504-832-1478. Didn't matter. My name is Richard Smith.
Okay, Richard, can you give us your best song?
Yeah.
Okay, and do I have permission to use it?
Yeah.
All right, let's hear it.
In my last letter to you, I told you everything was falling through, and I was due to be moving on. I can't live where I can't write a song. Hey, c'est la vie. I'm back home in New Orleans. St. Charles Streetcar line put my troubles behind. Magnolias in bloom, out the window of my front room, I listen to the streetcar tracks. Listen, I'm gone, but I'll be back, and some things are just meant to be. There's trolley cars down tunnels of green, St. Charles Streetcar line put my troubles behind. Mornings on the avenue, they lift me up like a red balloon, sail me down the Carrollton line, carry me back to another time when life wasn't half so mean. There's trolley cars down tunnels of green, St. Charles Streetcar line put my troubles behind. Ooh,
Can you tell us something about the St. Charles Streetcar?
Well, the St. Charles Streetcar has been in existence since 1835. To the present date, it's 155 years old as of now, this year. And it's been running. First it started out as a two-lane belt, and then it went into the St. Charles, and they cut the lines out, and they began to move streetcars from New Orleans. And due to some people that were concerned for it along St. Charles Avenue, we were able to keep it.
Now, would you like to see the streetcar lines reinstalled in the downtown section of New Orleans, and let's say a streetcar going down the Tchoupitoulas corridor along the railroad tracks there to Audubon Park? How does that hit you?
I think it would be nice. I think it would be nice to have streetcars back because there's less pollution. And I think GMC had a big promotion to get the streetcars off. But now the city remembered it as its historical landmark now.
Now you said something about
GMC, the motor coaches, the buses, had a promotion on it. That gas was cheaper, and which at the time it was 10 or 19 cents a gallon, but today it's worth more. And there's a lot of pollution from buses, where a streetcar just chuckles along the tracks.
Have you heard or read any documentation about the dismantling of our electrical urban railway systems and by concerted conspiracy of oil and gas industries?
Not only have I heard about it, in fact, there was a RICO filed against, I forget who it is, Goodyear, General Motors. This was about 10 years ago, and it was found to have substantiation that there was a conspiracy to dismantle the urban transit system. But unfortunately, the only kind of award that this group got from finding this out was $1. So, in fact, they found that there was a conspiracy, that many of the urban transportation systems were dismantled for no reason other than to help General Motors and Goodyear and some of these types. But unfortunately, they didn't have to pay a price for it. And you and I know that these guys have to pay a price, otherwise it gives them a signal that they're going to go and do something else, and worse maybe.
Hello, we're back with another song from Harlan White, talking about the streetcars. And streetcars definitely do not throw out carbon monoxide. So let's get into this song from Harlan and Amison.
Everything was falling through. I was due to be moving on. I can't live or I can't write a song. Hey, c'est la vie. I'm back home in New Orleans, St. Charles Streetcar line, with my troubles behind. Magnolias in bloom out the window of my front room. I listen to the streetcar tracks that sing, I'm gone but I'll be back. Some things are just meant to be. There's trolley cars down tunnels of green, St. Charles Streetcar line with my troubles behind. Mornings on the avenue, they lift me up like a red balloon, sail me down the Carrollton line, carry me back to another time, when life wasn't half so mean. There's trolley cars down tunnels of green, St. Charles Streetcar line with my troubles behind.
Wasn't that great? Oh, yeah.
Thank you.
Look, we want to thank you all. And y'all come back, Shy, and spread the word about we're going to clean up this planet. Right, Ribbit?
Bring
right.
back the streetcars.
Bring back the streetcars. That's right. Ribbit? Yeah.
Welcome to Save Our Wetland, Echo News. Will our state become an environmental paradise or an ecological nightmare? We're with Pat Bryan of the Gulf Coast Tennis Organization and State Representative Avery Alexander.
For those of us who are listening and wanting to change the way things are going, we need to get speakers to come into our churches. We need to get people to bring slideshows that are available and videos that are available to our missionary society or to our schools. We have to begin to get every organization in the city to take a stand for clean air, clean land, and clean water. Now, that's not against any cooperation, but that's for the future. If there is some cooperation that's not for clean air, clean land, and clean water, then they are our enemies.
But those corporations that are not for clean air, clean water, which obviously the petrochemical industry, the very nature of the beast.
Let it fall let the chips fall where they may, but what I'm saying is we have to begin to work much more than we have in the past to get every institution, our schools, our churches, our economic institutions that are geared toward changing the way business has gone. And if our corporations that are here now and have stockholders around the world don't go along with that.
If there was a
let me finish.
Right.
And if they don't go along with that, then we then have to shut them down. Now, I'm a Christian, and I will follow the moral imperative that, you know, the earth is the Lord's and the fullness thereof, and I'm prepared to take my stewardship to the point that Dr. King took his stewardship. And that was that we must fight sin by putting our, if need be, putting our bodies on the line. And I feel so committed to this, to leaving the environment in a better state for my children than it is now. That, if it means that some of us for freedom from these poisons will lose our lives, then so be it. I mean, what is life going to be here? What is life going to be without adequate drinking water?
Yeah, water and air. Water and air, quite an economic asset when we talk about jobs and pollution. Talking to Pat Bryan of the Gulf Coast Tennis Organization and State Representative Avery Alexander, this is Luke Fontana with Save Our Wetland Echo News. Glad you could be with us, and we hope you enjoyed the show. Thank you.
Shell Oil Company's sponsorship of EarthFest is no more than a way to try to buy out the environmental movement. Listen to the groups that have pulled out of this EarthFest. Save Our Wetlands, Earth Day Louisiana, Greenpeace International, the Natural Resource Defense Council, the Environmental Defense Fund, Louisiana Environmental Action Network out of Baton Rouge, the Gulf Coast Tennis Organization, which is the black environmental group here. All these groups have pulled out of EarthFest because we don't believe that EarthFest should be sponsored by an oil company like Shell. Shell Oil Company is no friend of the black people. They participate in apartheid government in South Africa. According to EPA documents, Shell was the biggest toxic polluter in the United States for the year 1987. They're one of the biggest polluters of our drinking water on the Mississippi River right now. Their sponsorship of EarthFest is no more than a way to try to buy up your minds and our minds on the toxic emissions of oil and gas industry. They got enough money to buy up the zoo. They got enough money to buy up the aquarium. When you go to the aquarium, you'll see an oil rig submerged underwater. This is an exhibit showing you how the oil industry has helped out the Gulf Coast. We lose over 50 square miles of our coastal zone a year. A big reason is because of all the oil company canals. us solar energy?
Solar is the greatest form of energy they've ever created. It's natural, and it's from God, and we love it.
Yeah!
Dr. Mignard, we have a request for another song. Who wants Dr. Mignard to play?
Politician.
Are you going to be a politician? What are you going to do? What kind of laws are you going to make?
I'm gonna make. You have to use solar power.
Really?
Yeah.
What else?
Right. That's it.
You know, I was born and raised on this mighty Mississippi. And back when Huck Finn and I were young'uns and fond of floating on the river on that big old raft, we could drink this water. Can't do that these days. Too much pollution. Our rivers are a vital source of life, and we must protect them.
Everybody knows exactly what's going round.